It was extremely surprising to me when I made one of my videos. My channel is small, it grows slowly, but it is growing. I try to get people to watch other videos of mine, not only Starsector ones, but nobody wants to watch them. I can't choose what people watch, so there's nothing I can do about this except continuing to make more videos. One video I did, which surprised me, was my Dwellers of Starsector video. I had no idea what thumbnail to make, so I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny to take this infamous meme thumbnail and use it? So I did, and it made my video the fastest growing video on my channel. It was surprising and also very funny. But then, to the mind of your lore explaining homunculi Pomeranian, yours truly Steel Merchant, an idea came. Because as people said, Bacile Daur indeed does know. Because if Zyrnia knows more about the threat and has some idea of the Dwellers, how couldn't the Big D High Hegemon himself not know what one of the higher ups of Tri-Tachyon knows? So Bacile Daur does know. Yet who else knows? Or rather should I ask, how much do they know? Let's take a look. And you people make sure to comment what you think, because as much as you seem to like my videos, we both know I miss stuff all the time. First, let's begin with those who may know a little, who have some kind of an idea that bigger things than Starsector conflicts are happening, but don't know exactly what is going on. Two people here I think would be Reynard and the almighty, glorious Supreme Executor Philip Andrada, who doesn't need to know because Dwellers and Fred are the ones who are supposed to know him, because of their vast power and positions as leaders of their faction. I think they may have some idea of a bigger picture, but they aren't the ones holding it. Because of all the dealings the League has with all other factions, they must have learned something here and there. Reynard therefore has some scraps of knowledge, I think, but much less than Andrada. Like, of course less than Andrada, he is the Supreme Executor of the glorious democratic Sindrian Diktat. It is also clear, at least at the moment of patch 98, why Reynard and the League has less knowledge of the secrets of Sector. The Diktat works with Tri-Tachyon in secret. Two weapons used by Lion Guard fleets of the Diktat use Omega-based technology, those weapons being the Kinetic Blaster and the Giga Cannon. The League doesn't use anything like that, although their alliance with Tri-Tachyon in the AI wars kept them close with the corporation. If close enough to learn the deepest secrets, surely not. Sindrian Diktat knows of Omega. Not only do they work with Tri-Tachyon's secret weapons divisions, they also are led by one of Hegemony's highest officials, a man who could have become High Hegemon, but because of the chaos of the Asconian crisis had to carve his own realm. To me it is clear that Philip Andrada knows of Omega, be it from Hegemony's archive or Tri-Tachyon's. We don't know exactly how he would get this knowledge, maybe straight from Hegemony or from a combination of Hegemony and Tri-Tachyon's information. It seems that he indeed knew too much, and being neither a party of Hegemony or Tri-Tachyon proper, he is too dangerous to both, even if one works with him. So it isn't surprising Andrada is in a coma. Hegemony, Ludites, Tri-Tachyon. A Cold War is not a war fought with armies of the main forces involved. It is fought by proxy, by manipulation, lies, covert operations. There's one weapon used against tyrants since the birth of civilization: poison. Because there's more than Hegemony's and Tri-Tachyon's knowledge that Diktat has. In the Abyss, spaceships can be found around the dead, eaten possibly by threat planets. Those ships, at least some of them, belong to the polity of Opis, the faction ruling the Asconian system from before the Diktat. Diktat inherited everything from it. The chaos of the Asconian crisis, the power of Sindra, metals from Huror, And of course the lobsters of Voltron, they also may have gained information from archives of the Opus polity. We don't know how much Opus knew, maybe way too much, and so it had to go. And now Andrada has to go as well. Across the sector, sitting alone are spacers. They talk of dangers of the abyss, of the horrors. They know things are wrong, they know. They don't need their ships anymore, they aren't going out there, out to the stars. Especially they don't go to the space beyond. They have scraps of knowledge because they had the bigger pictures. They saw it, their minds shattered seeing it. Those who saw, they know, they do. They may not understand, but they know. Ah. Sidonia's throat makes an uncomfortable noise. A truly unique specimen, a fitting trophy from Tri-Tachyon, beautiful my queen. No. Kanta's denial overwhelms Cynthia's mewing praise. That, she booms, is a fool's prize, desired beyond all reason by the factions and others. It invites disaster from this world and those unknown. In the cycle 160, Warlord Loke entered the sector. After raiding fringe worlds, Loke enters the core worlds. Loke and his fleet came from beyond the sector. As you heard, Warlord Kanta knows what's going on. There's simply no way she learned those things from Hegemony. Of course, she controlled an arsenal station, now known as Kanta's Den, but she was still too low in Hegemony to know anything of the secrets. And so, what she knows, she surely learned from Loke. This unnerving knowledge may have been the cause or one of the many causes for Kanta's rapid support of Loke and betrayal of Hegemony. Think about this. Loke was a warlord. If he was just a warlord, even a brilliant strategist who he wasn't, as Andrada absolutely no-diffed him, there still wouldn't be any reason to clone him. Yet this was done. Kanta has a clone of Loke, or rather had a clone of Loke, as he was taken from her by Brother Cotton, the one following a dangerous path. Yet, in the sector, aren't we all following it? Knowledge is power. It is what Loke knew, what he had, what his clone knows that made him be cloned, resurrected. First, for Kanta to learn more, maybe things Loke hasn't told her at first. Then to keep him around as a pet, of course, but maybe also a possible object to trade. Information is a valuable commodity, and that's why Cotton stole Loke. A puffer like Cotton has faith made of steel. From what is his faith made of now, as he took Loke and got a confirmation that all he believed in is not only faith, but has solid evidence for everything he believed in being right. This makes Cotton extremely dangerous. That's why Kanta needs Loke back from him before he teaches puffers more. Shows them that their faith is even more real than even the most zealous of zealots thought it to be before. It also shows us that Cotton is right. He managed to convert Loke. How? How did he manage to convert a deformed clone of a mad warlord? Because Loke saw everything. Now he has also learned of the path, and the path spoke of what he had seen. This wasn't a conversion. This was something he should have done when entering the sector. Instead, he went mad along with his crew and went out to do what those things out there were going to do anyway. Destroy everything. So Kanta, Loke and Cotton all know. They may not know everything. However, what they know for sure are the dwellers. Eyes are upon the sector. The maw is opening to devour all. However, if the meal looks spoiled, destroyed, will it eat everything anyway? Maybe their hope is it won't. Medicine is for the sick, not for the healthy. A cure is what the word means, a cure for the sick. Ludic Church, medicine, cure, salvation. Faith can be many things, but it is most often power. Power of will, one may say, but sadly also political power in the hands of the sinners. And we are all those, we all sin. In Starsector it seems faith, the Ludic faith, is not only those things of power. It seems that it is true, in the sense that you may see things it preaches, things it warns of. Higher ups of the church must know a lot. I'm sure Hegemony shared some information with them, and I doubt they simply destroy AI cores. Information those have is too valuable to be destroyed. With the church, I think it's a question if the higher ups know everything that Cotton knows. I think they do. If not, they know almost as much about the dwellers and the threat, but instead maybe know more of Omega than he does. However, I don't have any proof for any of this. Obvious is that Lud, whoever or whatever he was, knew everything. Ludites, I think, have all the information, yet they simply don't understand it all, or wish they wouldn't understand. We may not forget that the Pathers aren't the only ones with eyes everywhere. Ludic Church also has its agents. They simply aren't as infamous as Pathers. If Cotton knows, the Path does. And when the Path knows, the Church knows. Because Lud knew. If it comes to Hegemony, Hegemony knows. It's that simple. They know of Omega, and there's a reason Hegemony was sent into the sector. Whatever people like it or not, Hegemony is the continuation of the domain. Betrayal doubt knows of Omega, as do some other people beside him. How many exactly we don't know. Hegemony ComSec exists for a reason. It is to keep this dangerous information hidden away. It's not stated anywhere in the lore clearly, but it's clear that 14th Battle Group was sent into the sector as an old way to fight the threat. As I said before, there's simply no way Hegemony doesn't know about it. If Hegemony works with Omega is unknown. I have a theory that Omega and Hegemony work side by side. They try not to interfere with each other, Hegemony focusing on the threat while Omega gets Remnants under control and will deal with the dwellers. So Hegemony knows, the big HH Betrayal Doubt knows everything. We simply do not know it. Because if Zurnia knows, Betrayal Doubt knows, and if they both know, then Artemisia knows. Artemisia is Tri-Tachyon. She is the CEO. CEO's word is rule. Those who think they can do anything without her knowledge, those are used and discarded. Who can lead better than Artemisia's son? Is there anyone better? No. Second AI war has shown that. Artemisia knows as much as Betrayal Doubt. Those two are two sides of the same coin. One is white, one is black, one's a woman, one a man, one is the goat and the other one is the goat. One is human and the other one possibly an AI. So Tri-Tachyon knows of the dwellers. Ziggurat, yeah? We don't need more proof. Zurnia and all her dealings with the threat deals, Astral class carrier looking like a fabrication unit. Like, come on, Tri-Tachyon is Artemisia and they do all this shit. Those guys sitting in bars talking about the abyss, drinking themselves to death, they are surely from Tri-Tachyon mercenaries who survived. Nobody believes them in their nonsense, so-called, but ships they bring back are still worth some money. Hell, anything they bring back is worth a fortune. Tri-Tachyon was in the sector from the beginning, with a much grander standing than any other corpo for a reason. Tri-Tachyon is even mentioned in the ComSec scraps of info we have from threat descriptions. So, they, at least the one at the top, knows what's up. Artemisia rules the guys who somehow caught, excuse me for the swear words now, caught a fucking dweller, and put it in a steel box. She knows. I don't need to say anything else, she fucking knows everything. Then, there's only one more who knows if it comes to the people who aren't completely beyond, like Lud or the Lud of AIs, Omega. John Starsector, who knows everything. After all, he is the wild card of the sector. He is the one who ventures into the abyss, fights against the threat, against the dwellers, fought against Omega and won. Everyone's afraid of those secret enemies, those eldritch beings which don't even feel fear. Yet, John knows of their existence. Slowly, one encounter after the other, somehow, doesn't matter how, they will all learn. What exactly? A new word, a new feeling. If those beings even have words, doesn't matter. If they don't, this will be their first. His name, it will mean their fear.